Hold on, Frank, don't die!
Sorry, boy, my time's up.
But I still need to kick your ass. How can I do that if you're dead?
Well, then I guess I'll die still champion.
No way. Let's do it right now. One more for the road.
Beating me wouldn't mean anything now. I'm all through.
All I want is to earn your respect, Frank. How can I do that if you won't fight me?
Well, maybe you should have thought of that before you sucked at being a man all your life.
Oh, my God. I hate you so much. I just want to smash your face in.
Too late. I'm a dead man.
What about the transplant?
Oh, sure. 50 grand. You gonna pay for it?
No.
Of course you're not. Let's face it. You're a kid. You live at home. You got no job. All you're good for is goofing around with your friends on your moped.
You're wrong, Frank. I'm not a kid. I'm a man. I am gonna get you better, and then I'm gonna beat you to death.
You couldn't beat a drum.
Rod, are you okay?
I need to go to my quiet place.
Hello, folks, and at long last, welcome to the Sin Beef Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Gary Hill, and with me today on this lovely Thursday afternoon, I think it's like 70 degrees out there. I don't even know. We're in the house.
It's beautiful out.
It is beautiful out. We are in the house podcasting, though, for right now. Suzanne is here. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Enjoying a beautiful day off from my hell job.
Yeah. All those jobs are fun, though, aren't they? You know?
Oh, God. I think I'm so burned out right now. If anybody had even remotely been snotty to me yesterday, I was gonna wing something at their head.
Yeah. Sometimes you want to slap people, but, you know, you can't slap people for legal reasons, and I ask myself that question all the time. Is this person worth jail time? It's usually involved.
You know, and there are times I think, you know, maybe, you know, a nice night in a prison cell would, you know, I'd get a good night's sleep. Everybody wakes up happy. Would it be worth it? Maybe.
I tell somebody at my job one time, I was like, I knock you on your ass, but I start punching you repeatedly. You know, like Butch pumped Marcellus Wallace in Pulp Fiction. He kept punching him in the head. Yep. His head kept bouncing out the floor. It would look something like that, you know. You know why? Because that's pride fucking with you. Come on now, you know. Oh my gosh, it's so good, man. But it's been a while since I've been away, and I'll explain things in the short form here. Impossible to get shit done, basically. Not be their fault, you know. My fault. With my sister was recently diagnosed with MS, so she's doing physical therapy and between that, the job, and getting her regular meds, which is a struggle right now because they're talking about some experimental shit or something. I don't know. Something about the company or something. Why she hasn't done her meds yet. I might, you know, Marcellus Wallace, them motherfuckers to the ground too real fucking soon. But, yeah, it's going on with her, so between that and the job, time suck, and then just exhaustion. So this is why we haven't done a show or released a show in a while, so. But I hope this is a nice jumping off point, something light and airy that we could dive into, and I'm looking forward to this, Suzanne.
Yes.
But yeah, we'll start the same way we always do, and I'll ask Suzanne what she's been watching lately.
Oh God, really? I'll be honest, not a whole lot except watching the Cubs repeatedly shoot themselves in the foot.
Yeah, gosh.
Oh yes, last night was particularly painful. We were up 7-1 and lost.
That's what I heard.
Yay.
In the last 2 innings. Yeah, that's what a coworker told me.
Oh yeah, let's just say I was not pleased. And I've been looking for something. You know how much I love documentaries.
Yeah.
And there is one about in downtown Chicago called Wax Tracks, which was the jumping off point for a lot of the industrial movement. Mm-hmm. And they did a documentary, and I remember reading about it, and then all of a sudden it just, you know, skipped, you know, I forgot about it. So I bumped into it the other day. I'm like, oh. So that came in the mail yesterday. So at some point this weekend, I will be kicking back and watching Industrial Accident. And the last thing, I can't remember, that I've actually kicked back and enjoyed. I actually watched Skinamarink. This was a few months back.
I'm curious your opinion on this movie because I have mixed feelings on it. I like it, but I don't know the point of part of it. You know.
For me, it was like a bad dream from childhood. You know, you're in this place all by yourself. Things start vanishing. You have to really immerse yourself into the experience. Like I pretty much shut my phone off and made sure my computer was shut down so I wouldn't get, so something shiny wouldn't catch my attention for lack of better term. But it was definitely different, and I really appreciated that. And it had its moments of just genuine creepiness, which I really enjoyed. So yeah, it was one that, like I said, you had to be completely immersed in it, or you're going to be lost.
My problem with Skinamarink is my own mental problems, is that those kids have no ghetto training. Now it's said in the movie that all the doors and windows were removed. They woke up and they were all gone. Now my ghetto mentality would in ghetto training would have me leave the fucking house. You know,
Yeah.
I'd be fucking gone. I start hearing these fucking noises, this fucking thing talking to me. But these kids are, typical kids. I love the way they're portrayed. It's just you can only sit so long, watching the upside down camera, and I get what they were doing there. It's just if you're not into this like weird camera shit they do in that movie, it's not gonna be for you. Let's put it that way.
Yeah. No, I agree with you on ghetto training. I'd be in the kitchen finding anything I could to hack a hole into something and get the hell out. But once again, that's how we are.
Yeah. I watched a handful of stuff. I dove into Scream 6, the brand new installment of that series. You know why? Because I watched the other 5, so I watched the next one, and I
You had to be a completist.
I do have to be a completist, and but I don't know why I do this to myself. But I will tell you that the kills or lack thereof kills, and I'll explain why this is going to have some spoilers in it. Are great. I mean, they earn that R rating in that sense, but the script is lousy. The kids are lousy. What is Courtney Cox even doing there? They're not going to kill Jenny Ortega because she's too hot of a commodity. She has to come back for the 7th one, people. So she has to come back, and it's a whole lot of, okay, you got stabbed fatally, but guess what? This person lived to tell another tale. Like, there's like 3 instances I can think of in the movie where somebody just gets stabbed repeatedly in the gut, and they just, okay, the vitals are weak, but they're going to be okay. I was like, God damn it. They just kill.
Would you just die already?
Just kill Courtney Cox in her apartment. They're not going to miss her, I promise, okay? It's fine. The thing about it is, what really makes me angry about it is, and this is kind of a spoiler, these kids, they start like a museum of Ghostface. They steal all the original masks from all the killings and all the bladed weapons, and and they put it inside like a shrine. Now this film starts with like these two kids, these two adults, they're like probably in their 20s, early 20s, that want to finish the last stab movie. They never got finished, so they're gonna start killing the real people from the last movie. And if they would have kept with this cult of Ghostface thing they had going instead of murdering these people in the first 20 minutes, I would have been fine with it. Intermix these people in, make the cult get bigger. This is how you structure a horror film. Not have Dermot Mulroney in your movie, who's a world-class actor, but fucking slumming it in this fucking thing. Spoilers. He is the father of one of the killers, the girlfriend killers. I forget which one. I don't give a flying fuck. From the last movie, It worked really well with Laurie Metcalf in the second one because she played that role, wonderfully. But this it's so fucking shoehorned in. By the way, you think it's this person, it's not that person. By the way, this person gets fucking filleted, and you know what? At the end of the film, he's being carted away on a gurney. Why don't you just kill these fucking kids? Just kill a few of them. You'll get new young people to be in these movies. I promise you will. I don't need Randy's niece in what was it? What's her name? The one from Heroes and the one that was in Scream 4, Hayden Panettiere, Kirby. I don't need her telling her horror street cred again. I don't need to hear it again. It's there in that 4th movie. She has a copy of Suspiria on her shelf, Suzanne. She said this in the movie, in the 4th movie.
Jesus.
Just to show that she has Italian horror street cred. It's like, you see how cool she is? And they do that again, like with Randy's niece, which I wish she'd just fucking die. Not in real life. I'm sure she's a fine actress. In this role, she's just getting grating and annoying. But like I said, the kills and the stabbings are great. It earns that R rating, but they don't belong in this movie. I mean, there's a scene where the kids are trying to escape from one apartment to another by going across on a ladder, and a ghost face shows up when the last one's gonna go across, of course. And this girl eats shit on this ladder, and they show the head hit the pavement. Yes, that's awesome. Does this movie deserve that? No, it doesn't. You know. Oh, that's my Scream 6 rant. If you guys like Scream, that's fine. I prefer the first two and not much else.
Yeah, I stopped after the first two. I'm like, yeah, I really just don't see any need for this to go on.
4 is fun because I like Psycho Emma Roberts. Spoilers: Emma Roberts is the killer in that movie. In Scream 4, you know, she's fun playing the crazy person. This is why I love Scream Queen so much, TV show, because she was the Chanel. She was great.
Wow.
Other stuff I watched the Super Mario Brothers movie, not the one from the 90s, the brand new one, the animated joint, where I like everything they did there. You know, you had a lot of callbacks from the game. You know, Luigi, Ghost Hunter. You had Mario Kart. You had, you know, all kinds of, you know, stuff going on with the blocks and Mario jumping from here there, and it's fun. But my problem is the voice acting didn't match so much for me, and it felt really forced and weird. I mean, they Chris what's this fuck? Captain Kirk from the new Star Treks. Chris Pine doing the voice of Mario. It felt was it Chris? No, it's Star-Lord. The other Chris Pratt was doing the voice. Okay. Was doing the voice of Mario, and Charlie Day, which I think was fine, doing the voice of Luigi, and Weird Girl. Oh, she's in a lot of weird shit, playing the voice of Peach. I forget now, but and Jack Black, not sounding like Jack Black doing Bowser, doing King Koopa, and that was a big thing for me. Like, yeah, let's make him do this song, this voice, which sounds nothing like him. And then have him sing a song about peaches, and then, you know, in his voice, and just make it really strange for me. So if you're gonna waste a Jack Black voice acting role, which is really stupid, because I really fucking enjoy those Kung Fu Panda movies a lot, and he can do it. It's just they force him to do like this growly, you know, or like synthesize it that way. I don't know. I have a problem with it, but everything else in the film is fun. If you like those games, if you've been playing them all these years, it's just it's a lot of member berries all in about 90 minutes, and you could have fun with that movie. So I'd recommend watching it for that reason. Oh yeah. What else? Guardians Volume 3. I went the opening weekend.
How was it?
It's very good. I mean, a lot of folks are bitching about it. I don't see the complaints, really. James Gunn is doing this thing where he pulls the greatest rub ever, because if you watch the preview, you think the gold guy, Adam Warlock, is going to be like the main villain of the movie, but just pulls the wool over your eyes, just destroys your emotions, because after you find out what happened with Rocket and why Rocket is the way he is, and Rocket's friends, you know, and this fucking monster who made him the way he is, and oh my gosh, it is emotional. You will cry in Guardians 3. It's there.
Yeah, that was going to be my next question. Am I going to cry?
Yes, you're going to cry. Yes, you're going to cry, because something really bad happens to Rocket's friends. Yeah, his old friends, you know.
Yeah, I saw some of that in the preview, so I was a little nervous. So it's going to be one of those. I'm going to watch it at home.
Yep. It gives some secondary characters some time to shine. You got Kraglin doing stuff, you know, trying to learn how to use Yondu's arrow, doing stuff like that. You got Cosmo the dog being the comic relief to Kraglin, you know, doing stuff with her mind, and it's I can't get enough of her. Mantis, Palm, whose last name I can't recall. She's delightful, as well as Dave Bautista. You know, I think this is the last one for Dave for a while. He's moving on to bigger and better things, and I watched the trailer, and the only reason I watched the trailer because I went to the movies. They show like 10 previews for the second part of Dune, and he's in it, and the sandworms are fucking majestic, and I almost want to watch the first part of it now, just so I can watch the second part.
Oh wow! Well, I watched the first.
I'm sorry.
No, I watched the first part of Dune, but I've always enjoyed the story of Dune, so I'm kind of interested to see how they do the second part.
Well, I would say
we'll find out.
They bring the spice in the second preview and for the second movie.
Nice.
So go check it out and see what I did there with the bringing the spice thing. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Oh, one more. I mentioned on Facebook that I watched this. I watched Time Rider. I forget something of Lyle Swan. Time Rider stars Fred Ward. This is an older movie. 1982, which I've always seen the box art for, but never watched it. And then you wonder why I haven't watched this before, because this is Fred Ward in the 80s. This is Remo Williams' time. This is him as a motorcycle racer who gets stuck in a time travel experiment and goes back to the Old West. And it's not just Fred, because you have lots of great character actors. I mean, your three main bad guys are Peter Coyote, Richard Mazer, and Tracy Walter.
Oh my God!
And Ed Lauder's in this movie as like the mayor or like the preacher of the town, and it's wonderful. It's wonderful locations in that movie. It's wonderful all over the place, and it predates Back to the Future, and which is strange. I'm not saying, hey, Back to the Future stole Time Rider's plot, but you know what? They're a nice companion piece to each other. It really takes that stranger in a strange land situation and runs with it, and it's really great. I never seen it before till now. So, and it gets a lot of love from people, and I will watch it again. Let's put it that way.
Nice.
Oh my gosh. Today, like I said, make it real light and breezy. I said, Suzanne, we'll do a favorite things episode where she picks up one of her favorite films and I pick one of my favorite films, and which are completely different from each other. Which is my favorite thing about this show right now, is that they could be more different. And she picked John Carpenter's Prince of Darkness from 1987, which I will say barely made the cut from the lost episodes, because this was like the first before where I lost the episodes. So we're doing it again. It's I was going to tell her to pick something else. I'm sure she came up with something really good, but this is really good too, though. And a favorite of mine, something completely different, like I said, is Mr. Andy Samberg and his ode to stuntmen and just mediocrity with Hot Rod from 2003. Again, things I love. We'll talk about that. First time watcher Suzanne, I'm looking forward to hear what she says about it for sure. We'll go in this in a chronological order, not order of importance, but we both love these things. Prince of Darkness, 1987. We'll do that right after the trailer.
Same dream.
What is it?
A secret that can no longer be kept. It started a month ago.
What started?
A change in the earth and the sky. His power.
There's a weird locking mechanism. Looks like it can only be opened from the inside.
A life form is growing out of prebiotic fluid. It's not winding down into disorder. It's self-organizing. It's becoming something. What?
Prince of Darkness from 1987. Your cheapo IMDb plot synopsis is this. A group of graduate students and scientists uncover an ancient canister in an abandoned church, but when they open the container, they inadvertently unleash a strange liquid and an evil force on all humanity. That's not entirely accurate to that last part, but we'll talk about that. This has a cast of people in it, including Donald Pleasance as Priest, Lisa Blount, who did a few things, as Catherine, star of Simon and Simon, Jameson Parker, as I call him, not Tom Atkins in this movie. It's like Tom Atkins was making like Night of the Creeps, so they had to get somebody else that looks like Tom Atkins. The great Victor Wong as Professor Howard Birak. Dennis Dunn, you may know him from Big Trouble in Little China as Walter. That's like the whitest name for an Asian man I've ever seen in my life, but whatever, it is what it is. Susan Blanchard as Kelly, Anne-Marie Howard, who you may know from The Living Color, I know I do, as Susan Cabot, Ann Yen as Lisa, our secondary agent in this movie. Ken Wright as Lomax. The great Peter Jason shows up in this as Dr. Paul Leahy. He has a fun whistling moment in this movie we'll get into, I'm sure. Dirk Blocker, I'm gonna call baby hair, that's the whole thing, as Mullins, because, yeah, he has some baby hair going on in this movie. And the great Alice Cooper shows up in this movie, and he kills somebody with a bicycle, and spectacular. This is written and directed by John Carpenter, who's done many things that you've watched, I'm sure. Do I need to tell you guys who the fuck this man is? Seriously? Great shit. And I will tell you spoilers ahead of time. This is in my top 3 just because of how fucking unique it is. But this is Suzanne's pick. This is one of her favorite things. Suzanne, tell us all about it, girl.
Oh my God, I've always loved this movie from the first time I saw it. And what made me think of picking this movie for you, we watched this at my house on Christmas Day. God, I can't remember how many years ago. And you kind of made it funny for me to watch now, because whenever that thing shot out its green goo, you're like, it's the Devil's Bukkake. So I pretty much, that is the secondary title of this movie for me. What I like about, I always like, when they throw like a little bit, a touch of like the devil into movies. And I always thought Carpenter was pretty skillful with what he did here, because you don't really see anything. You see these people transforming and changing, and after they got hit in the face with, God help me, the Devil's Bukkake. And the way it just kind of systematically goes from person to person, it's just I just found this movie enjoyable. I could watch this. If I can't find anything to watch, I've got a handful of movies that I can just put on and watch anywhere, and this is in my top 3. It's just, pretty much good old-fashioned Carpenter. Everyone I know has seen it at least once or twice. But I love all the actors in this movie. I guess you don't appreciate at the time how great that cast was. And like I said, did Dennis Dunn do anything after this? I don't think so.
He didn't do a whole lot, no.
But he was...
I'm gonna look that up while you're talking, though.
But for me, I just think that there was something a little different about this movie compared to Carpenter's other stuff. Like I said, there was just that little... It just had kind of an evil kind of feel to the whole thing. It's this abandoned church, this fucked up looking urn, and every physicist, every science you can think of, they're running tests on it and trying to figure out exactly what it is. My favorite death in this was the death by pencil. That was fun. But there's a great creative kills in this. But this one is not really about the cool kills. It's about here I go, getting myself all stumbled up. Just trying to investigate what probably shouldn't be investigated. Is it, trying to quantify it? And I always found that to be kind of special about this. It wasn't really a gore fest. It was something a little different. Is it sci-fi? Is it horror? Does it kind of skim the line between the two? But there's always just been a lot of elements that I like. There's this after, this is all over and Jameson Parker starts waking up with that weird dream about the radio transmission. For some reason, that always spooked me. But what do you have to say about it, Gary?
Well, I will say, the first time I saw this film, I didn't like it very much. I mean, it's a real thinker in that sense. They say, if you watch this and you're looking for something that's just like the other stuff with Carpenter, you're probably not going to get that here, because everything is connected that happens in this movie, and if you don't pay attention to every little detail, like Jameson Parker when he's sitting at the desk and they're talking about the supernova on the news as come after all this time, has traveled all this way, and it's finally here. It's all connected to, when he looks in the sky and the sun doesn't seem as bright as it should be, because that darkness and the supernova is kind of connected to that, because the whole thing really somebody, I think Victor Wong talks about Job in the Bible and Job's followers, the homeless that surround the church. That's connected to that story. And I didn't notice all these things until this viewing, that, all these weird biblical things and these weird scientific things are connected in strange, small, subtle ways. That if you're not looking for it, you're not going to find it. But it's all leading up to this thing that can no longer be hidden, which I love. I love the sentinel aspect of this, and the way that they say that the priest is part of a long line of priests that are in the sect. It starts with him laying on his bed, on his deathbed. You find out holding this lockbox, and inside the lockbox is his key to this cavernous tomb that he would go to every day, and that's the reason he would leave his room. And you find out that he's the last one. He's the last one. This thing is unleashed. So that's where the lie is in the synopsis. Nobody opened that thing. It opened itself once this last person in this line of priests had passed away. It's time for the devil's bukkake to come shoot itself in people's mouths and stuff. It's time, and it's not all about spitting, people. Great plot in that sense. I mean, once it gets rolling, this is like an hour and 42 minutes. It's paced incredibly well, and that's what I love about this film. But once it goes, it's full bore, and you don't know where that hour and 40 minutes went. I will say Dennis Dunn, his career was a lot of TV after this, but before that he was in The Last Emperor. His first big role, which this is a film to cover. I watched this before and I really enjoyed it. Year of the Dragon with Mickey Rourke. He's in that movie.
Oh, shit, I haven't watched that in years.
Maybe we'll do Black Rain one day. Be a good time. The whole white guy with the Asian thing. He'll get much whiter than Michael Douglas now. Come on now. It's
No, it really, really doesn't.
Dennis Dunn is great because he's just like this horn dog in this movie. He's got a hot date, but he's got to come do fucking math and shit. So he just keeps whining about it. He's stuck in a closet while these people are, not really trying to get at him, but he's still freaking out. When our Asian girl and then I forget the other girl's name, but they're standing there. Once the goo has gone into our girl who got the bruise on her arm earlier from touching this thing, she became marked. It's all connected, and I love this for that reason. And when she gets all gross and sick and stuff, and her skin's falling off, it's like, yeah, this is great. This is fucking wonderful. And the father voice is so good, so good. But yeah, a lot to love about this movie. I think a lot of folks that don't like it, this is not their cup of tea. I think they need to examine it further and make it their cup of tea, because it could change on you. Like I said, I didn't like it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. I thought
Yeah, like I said, it's just the biblical undertones. That was, I think, the aspect, even on first viewing, that I kind of found fascinating. Was the way that the darkening of the sun. When they look out the window and there's the insects covering all of the windows. It gives you just that general sense of evil.
That part in the movie, though, and this is my favorite move of all time, there's a hell of a one of these in The Warriors too, where Dennis Dunn as Walter does this fucking back body drop and flips that bitch out the window. It is a magical scene. It is a magical. It is a stunt, and you know, it did not involve a dummy. It involved a real person. So I would hope that person's okay, because you get the depth of how far that is down when our not Tom Atkins character decides to say, hey, I'm going to go down there with these, surrounded by these homeless. They won't touch me, right? And then, of course, yeah, they're going to get him. He has to climb back up there again. So when this chick eats shit out the window, you can tell. I hope there was some good padding down there, because that would have really hurt all the way down like that. Oh my gosh. I'm trying to think, and I have to go back and look at this now, because the African American gentleman in this movie, who looks like Moses Gunn, but he's not Moses Gunn, I have to go look and see who he is now. No, not that one. IMDb, you are fucking terrible. But this guy is one of my favorite parts of the movie, because he gets infected, by this thing, which is a pretty great concept. This thing that is locked from the inside can open up at its own will and make these people its minions, basically, except for the one that it chose, who was going to make, like, the carrier of Satan to this world. And that's pretty cool. I love... One of my favorite parts of the movie is Donald Pleasence's axe. Because not only does he have, like, the perfect shot to, like, break this mirror, he's just like, hey, look, I've been doing this for years, son. It's not that easy to throw a small axe, let alone a big axe like that. But he does it, but the part before that where, Gooey minion of Satan, he's cutting off arms and they're growing back. He cuts her head off and it kind of grows back, and it's like this. It's freaking hilarious. It's freaking hilarious, and it's almost like comical in that sense. But she's possessed by Satan, and she's got the devil's bukkake, or whatever's left of it, all up in her, because she has absorbed it at this point, and it's fucking funny. Score is really great. Carpenter and Alan Howarth getting together again, doing this. I think they worked together on Christine before this, and Big Trouble in Little China. So I think Christine might have started that relationship. And it's really spooky, really atmospheric, really adds to the film, I think. And ooh, look at this, Mark Shostrom. Yes, he did the special makeup effects on this movie. Worked on Dream Warriors, From Beyond, Phantasm 2, Evil Dead 2, so many things that we know and love he worked on. So he made the girl extra gooey and extra slimy, and no lubrication needed for Satan for that girl. He just get it in. He just get it in, It's just oh man, this is great. I don't want to give too much away, because a lot of folks may not have seen it. Like, a lot of folks may have scared away from it, but it's a real technical, and it's a thinker. Like I said, you have to go in there. Don't give yourself nothing else to do for the next hour and 40 minutes. Don't look at your phone. Just pay attention to all the little subtle shit that's going on. And Alice Cooper stabs me with a bicycle. So there's that. Yep. Which he took from his stage show, from what I hear. This is it was a gag he did in his stage show, and he stabs me with a bicycle in this movie and impales him, and it goes right through, and it looks really good. So I'll give him that. Mm-hmm. Man, oh man. Anything else, Suzanne, you want to say about this one?
It's just one of those. I can just fall into this movie. There's just, like I said, it's got like some of the little elements that I like in movies. Like I said, I like the whole, end of the world, coming of Satan. But I don't, it's got to be subtle. And this, carries that subtlety well. Because like I said, as you said, unless you're totally paying attention, you don't realize all of these little things that are going on around.
That are connected, connected to the plot,
Yeah. And it all just comes together.
It does.
And makes sense.
Yes. Like I said, I really dug it, and go ahead and give it a watch. It's everywhere. They have Blu-rays, DVDs, 4K Blu-rays. If you don't know if you like it, I'm sure there's like a 2-pack somewhere for like $7. You can go buy that, and if you really like it, you can go buy a special edition of it. So it's a gamble.
Yeah, I think I have that one.
Yeah, I got the 4K I can't play yet, but I do own it. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Oh, this is funny. John Carpenter credited himself as a writing credit as Martin Quatermass. I almost say Quartermass, but that's not the word. Quatermass, as in the Quatermass experiment. If you guys don't know, now you know.
Yep.
But now, on to something completely different. I'm looking forward to hearing what Suzanne says about this, because it seemed like she had a good time with it. And we'll get into that. We're going to do Hot Rod from 2003. Right for the trailer.
What's up, little riders? Jump in the public pool tomorrow. Tell your friends. That's just a sample.
Good luck.
Don't worry, Denise. I've done this before.
So, what are you supposed to be?
A stuntman.
Wow.
My safe word will be whiskey.
So you mean whiskey?
What?
I just don't get why you're saying it that way.
Why I'm saying what way?
Forget it.
I will forget it. Whoa, whiskey! Whiskey! Oh. Hey, everybody. We have a new crew member today, Denise. So I thought it'd be fun if we all went around and said a little something about ourselves. I like to party.
I like to party.
No, Dave, I just said that I party.
I like to party.
No.
I like to party.
Okay, nobody parties but me.
Yeah, just Rod.
Yes.
And me. Sweet.
Oh my God, shut up.
This summer.
Hey, Rod, maybe you shouldn't fight Dad this week.
Relax, Kev. I'm gonna win this time. I did like 40 crunches yesterday. Get ready to meet your maker. Oh, God! We hadn't even started yet!
I just had a great idea.
One big jump, gentlemen. The biggest jump this town's ever seen. Let's party. If I'm gonna jump 15 buses, my body's gonna have to be in top physical form. Did we reinforce the takeoff ramp? No, we didn't have time.
Cool.
Oh! I've already drafted a rough schedule of exercises that will help us take things to the next level. Oh!
You're a terrible stuntman.
What?
You're a terrible stuntman!
I'm just kidding. I can hear you. It was just really mean.
From Paramount Pictures.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a jump for the ages. The moment we've all been waiting for.
He's going in circles!
Andy Samberg.
Who wants to see me do big stuff?
Hot Rod.
All great men have mustaches.
Yeah, but real men actually grow them, huh?
You know I have a hormone disorder!
Ooh.
Now on to one of my favorite things, I had the year wrong and altogether. 2007's Hot Rod. Your cheaper plot synopsis is this. Self-proclaimed stuntman Rod Kimball is preparing for the jump of his life to clear 15 buses to raise money for his abusive stepfather Frank's life-saving heart operation. Oh, I love Ian McShane in this movie so much. Andy Samberg as Rod Kimball. She's always adorable to me, but she's even more adorable in this movie. Isla Fisher is Denise. Ian McShane is stepfather Frank. One of Andy's Lonely Island partners, Jorma Tacone as his brother Kevin. The great Bill Hader as Dave. There's so many great people. The great Denny McBride as the psychopath Rico. So good. Sissy Spacek shows up in there as Mom Marie. Will Arnett shows up as Horn Dog Jonathan, as he plays in everything, I think. Chris Parnell shows up in here as the radio announcer. Barry Pasternak, who has some of the great lines of this movie. Oh my gosh. This is directed by Akiva Schaffer, who I think is the third guy in The Lonely Island, I think. But he wrote and directed Pop Star Never Stop Never Stoppin', the second Lonely Island movie, and the Lego movie, which I have a lot of fun with too. Let's see what else here. A writer on Saturday Night Live as well, because this is a Lorne Michaels produced thing. So, because he was still very much on Saturday Night Live at this point, Andy Samberg. But I love it. I mean, I really do. I want to hear Suzanne's opinions on this comfort food film that I love so much. Suzanne, for first time watch, show some love or hate for Hot Rod. I want to hear it now, girl.
Oh my God. Well, they kind of had me at the beginning when I heard, God help me, Europe. So you got me with the 80s vibe.
There's a lot of Europe in this movie. There's at least 3 Europe songs in this movie that aren't the Final Countdown, so you're welcome, okay? You know?
Oh, I was really surprised that Final Countdown was not there. They hit every other song. But yeah, it was, you had me at the Europe back soundtrack. I honestly, this one, it had a lot of heart. And there are a few times I found myself laughing out loud. But it's, you basically have your lovable loser. You can't help but, like that. Adam Sandberg pulls that character off so well. But for me, Danny McBride stole the movie. There's every scene he was in. Oh my God, when he did his first stunt, and did you make sure the ramp support was there? No, goes anyway, and the whole thing falls apart. But yeah, Danny McBride for me was just a treat to watch in this movie. And once again, you have another one of these ensemble casts, and it just worked. Jonathan, Will Arnett, he just plays a smarmy asshole so well that you buy it completely. But you really do. You pull so hard for him to make his stunts work. And of course, nothing ever goes right. And you have Parnell's his tattoo. You got to bring the AM radio back. Who needs FM? He has this tattoo on his chest of FM.
When he starts going about the fucking the blocked urethra, I can't stop laughing. Okay, I like to think this guy.
I know it was.
Oh, the guy had sex that night, and his urethra was blocked with semen. So that's why his piss stream went that way. Yeah. I can't do Parnell's voice, but he's so serious when he says this.
Oh yeah, that scene had me cracking up. But what's that? Is it like a thinker? No, this is just good old fashioned. It's just fun. It's a fun movie with fun people, and you can't help but laugh and enjoy it. I know a lot of people. I was like flipping through the IMDb stuff, and people would just hate on this movie. And I don't understand why. Everybody needs a little feel-good movie. They can't all be Shakespeare. It's enjoyable. The soundtrack, it's fun. You've got this nice little 80s vibe going through the whole thing. Elsa Fisher is just absolutely adorable. And Bill Hader is just always funny anyway. I like, he once again, just lovable long-haired dude. He reminds me of straight out of the 80s. There's so many elements of this film that just scream 80s at me. I had a great time with this one. I really enjoyed it. It was fun. Every once in a while, you need fun. No nutritional content, just fun. And this summed it up for me.
I gotta say, the characters in this movie, Rod's crew, their chemistry is everything in this movie for me. I mean, the part where they're dancing by the van to Stacy Q's Two of Hearts, and
yeah, I know.
Frico just shoves Kevin's poor ass, makes him eat shit on the van. That's not nice, but you know what? He wasn't dancing right, so there's that. Anything with Bill Hader in this movie is great. From him calling himself Voltron at the food stand, or yelling at his sister to just bring the fucking grape drink. It's real simple shit, but like I said, the lovable loser, which I like to say I'm that kind of person too, because we always have that friend that was the real blowhard that you put up with, even though he was about 90% full of shit. I mean, this is Rod. This is the lovable character that you need in this movie. And like Suzanne said, the soundtrack really amplifies that. The Europe songs and What is that song? Where they're going?
Rock the Night.
Yeah, that one too. But there's another song. Boom, 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 boom. The montage scene where they're walking to the race with the people. Man, oh man, I'm finding it now, guys. I'm sorry, I'm slow. Oh, you're the voice by John Farnham, who's done like soundtrack shit that you know, and these people just know all the words of the song, and then all of a sudden a riot breaks out for no reason. It's just somebody throws the trash can through the window and people go fucking crazy, and for no reason at all, and that's great. Like you mentioned, Isla Fisher, she's just a doll in this movie, and then she plays like this neighbor girl very, very well, and she digs him, he digs her, but she's with the Will Arnett, who refers to condoms as dong bags. I can't stop laughing at. I get the vitamin water. Want to get a dose? Maybe I'll get some dong bags. We can knock boots later. It's just like he's just a douchebag. He plays it so well in this, in Arrested Development, and 30 Rock, and so many things. He just plays this asshole so well. Yeah, I'm sure he's a real nice guy in person, but it's like Suzanne mentioned, Danny McBride. Some of the dialogue in this is so Danny McBride, but this is before he was a real big thing. So watching this young Danny McBride just showing his friends how to high five really hard for no reason, and he's talking to Dave when they're filling the pool, so he can do his underwater stunt. I forget what Dave says, but he just sprays him in the face with the hose and says, "Don't tell me I live my life," or something like that. He says, Ronnie's shit.
No, because
I'm sorry.
Oh no, Danny he just stole every scene he was in. He was just so funny.
Roddy's shit in the side of the fucking camper after going downhill on the skateboard, and he just fucking attacks that guy for no reason. I've been drinking green tea all goddamn day, This is so many good lines in this movie. They're delivered by Danny, and Ian McShane, which is no surprise to anybody, is wonderful and everything, but he gets to do comedy here, and I think it's pretty fucking wonderful. The opening scene with him, and where the whole plot of the movie is he has a heart attack, and they need to raise $50,000 to get him a new heart. So Rod is planning this big stunt so he can essentially get him a new heart, just so he can fight him again, because he hates his stepfather, so he wants to beat him to death. And this is his only motivation for getting his stepfather this new heart. And the line you get first from Ian McShane is one of the best opening lines ever in any Ian McShane role, in my opinion. Never trust a man who's been in a chemical fire. It's so wonderful. And just beating the shit out of him, and
And it's so out of left field. You did not expect that line.
Just talking about Rod's fake mustache. Well, a real man can grow one. It's so good, So fucking good. I mean, Sissy Spacek, she's minimal in this movie, but she's like that doting mom, that you need in a movie like this, and she's pretty great in her own sense, but it's not like she's overshadowed by everybody else, and that's like my only real flaw in this movie, is that Sissy's a world-class actress. She's overshadowed by all these comedy people, but not necessarily in a bad way. It's just, again, it's just so fucking funny. And
well, for me, it was almost a throwaway part. You could have stuck anybody in that part.
Yeah, but she's fine. It is what it is.
Yeah.
His brother Kevin, as awkward as he is, when he's gonna show Rod the video of his stunts, he has, for no reason, some dogs fucking video on. I was like, I'm doing this. I'm doing a project for Mom. He's like, yeah, Mom likes that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Really silly stuff. And in the end, Rod, everybody's down for him, everybody's cheering for him. But spoilers, he doesn't make the stunt. He literally gets his bike built for him by Dave, and he can't hang out of the bike. So technically, he made over the 15 buses, but the bike went one way and he went the other way. And,
yeah. Just like the blocked urethra.
Yeah, the blocked urethra. It's so random. It's so random, Suzanne. That's my favorite thing about this movie is
For some reason, that just
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that just stuck in my head.
The randomness of this movie is so funny. The Tai Chi stuff, and he gets Frank at the end, the shit in his pants move, and when he gets done to him is hilarious because they don't show, unless we would like make him squish when he gets on the bike because she does it to him, and he clearly shits his pants because he's like clenching his asshole as he walks away. It's the little stuff, man. It's the little stuff, and you got this great performance, music performance in the end when Rod's coming out, and it's such an entrance. He's got that black leather outfit in the sun, and this band, which is Queen of the Stone Age, by the way, Queens of the Stone Age, called Gown. They're like a glamour version of Queens of the Stone Age, like it's like their glitter alter egos, I guess.
Yeah.
Doing this song Head Honcho, which I need a quality copy of. If you got a quality copy of that song out there, people, the YouTube one is kind of terrible, but I listen to this when I want to get pumped up because the lyrics are spectacular and so dramatic, and the hustle, the muscle, you gotta believe. You believe in Rod, man. You believe in him. Even when he's flying off the bike to his certain death, and he has the dream where you see the fight that you were waiting to see the whole movie, and it's so stupid, but I love it. I don't want to give it away, but it involves sandwiches and a taco. It's spectacular. Oh my gosh, I love it a lot. And if you haven't seen the other Lonely Island movie, Suzanne watched it on her own, and we'll do it eventually. Pop Star, never stop, never stopping. Go check it out because you might die of laughter just from how pompous Andy Samberg is in that movie. And
oh my God.
Oh, those are not things that are in my Jeep. Come on now, Yeah, this is good though. Anything else you want to say about it, Suzanne? You can go ahead.
Oh, I just really, really enjoyed it. It was just something. It was just something fun. It really was. It's not super serious. It was fun. Like I said, not a lot of nutritional content, but damn it was fun.
Yeah, this is comfort food for me. I mean, this is something I turn on, when I want to turn my brain off and watch something positive. I'll turn on Hot Rod, and I'll get some genuine laughs out of it. And everybody loves the underdog, and that's Rod Kimball to a T. He likes to play pompous, but he's this guy, this loser in this town, and I love the character so much, and I would watch this 10 more times at least. just to have that movie to turn on. This is like the vibe that you get, and it's hard to review comedies. I think we did it pretty well though, without giving away all the bits. But you should watch this anyway. Damn the critics. This isn't high class cinema, people.
No.
This is Hot Rod. This is comfort food. Like I said,
Yeah, it's just, like I said, it's fun. Some of the lines are just hysterical, and they come out of nowhere. And that's what I really found that I enjoyed was just the little random lines that popped out. That just, never trust a man who's been in a chemical fire. You're like, what the fuck? What? And like I said, the Parnell's tattoo, that I was almost in tears at that. But for me, the bits are so funny. They are just funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definitely enjoyable.
It knows me to rate these are our favorites. This is our favorite things episode. So I think Suzanne dug what I laid down. I'm glad she did too. I'll put it that way.
Oh yeah.
But that's it for this one. We're gonna come back and close out the show.
This is a test of the emergency podcasting system. Listen to the Psychosemantic Podcast. Politics, movies, and political movies. Find us on Facebook, iTunes, Stitcher, legionpodcasts.com. The Psychosemantic Podcast.
Yeah, that's it for this one. We hope you guys enjoyed listening to our banter on these two films. And the regularly scheduled stuff is still coming. We're still doing the Jamaica show, After that, we're going to do the We're So Horny episode, which is the Howling and Sleepwalkers. Ooh, incestual cat people. Get ready for it, guys. From what I hear from reports, Alice Creek told him to go for it, if you know what I mean. So he might have.
Yeah, well, she comes off like a gulp.
He might have got it into that movie. Is all I'm saying. Yeah, fun stuff ahead. Fun stuff for the summer. Go and listen. If it should be out by the time this is out. A brand new project me and Ricky are doing to celebrate our friend Johnny Krug. Called Look What You Did. The first official episode would be Texas Gladiators 2020. And after that, we're going to do Shaolin Soccer. So, just not picking bad movies, more like outrageous movies to say, let's give us something to talk about. And, it is what it is. That, Two Dream Commentaries coming back at some point in time. What else is there? This show you're listening to right now, of course, is alive and well. Iris is alive and well with the grandkids right now. This is why we're doing this show without her, because she's spending grandchild time, and that's fine.
Oh yeah.
But I forgot that I should mention this. Last Call of Torchies, that our Walter Hill show. Myself, and I, Lee Russell and Cameron Scott do that show. It's all about Walter Hill's filmography. Next show you should hear from that is Trespass is the next episode of that, and the Patreon being Judgment Night, which is not a Walter Hill film, but if you know the show, we always give you the Walter Hill film and a film that's adjacent to that film on the Patreon. So two reviews. If you haven't done that yet, go support Legion Patreon. Patreon.com/Legion Podcasts. $2 a month gets you early releases, including video podcasts and court psyopses, pirate radio edits of cinema psyops, and lots of fun stuff there for your $2 a month, and it supports the company here, the network, and we appreciate you guys going there and doing that. If not, that's okay too. Keep on listening. We love you. We love you. That's about it for this one. Oh, I damn it! I keep saying that's about it for this one. Speaking of Cameron Scott, I just made an appearance on his show for his Albert Pune Appreciation Month, where I chose Brain Smasher, a love story, starring Andrew Dice Clay and Terry Hatcher, and it is a lot better than it deserves to be. So if you guys don't know where Cinema Degeneration is, do the search in your podcatchers and go subscribe and support Cameron as well. Support everybody, please. It's